Did we witness power and diplomacy at its finest during the White House summit? In this video, Graham and Peter Bleksley discuss the meeting of Keir Starmer and other world leaders with President Trump. We also uncover the leadership principles fueling peace and negotiations. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
White House yesterday, boring literally everybody to death. I can't tell you how boring his speeches have been. Should we go back and see what he's saying now?
No!
Check it out. Have a look.
Can ensure that that is the progress out of this meeting, both security guarantees and some sort of progress on trilateral meeting of some sort to bring some of the difficult issues to a head, then I think today will be seen as a very important day in recent years in relation to a conflict which has gone on for 3 and a bit years, and so far nobody's been able to bring it to this point, so I thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much. And, you know, it's very interesting because this is the first for the world.
People are dying. People are getting shot. People are getting blown up. There are missiles going into buildings. You know, people are, you know, something like 2 million people have perished, right? And it's all a conflict or some of the difficult issues. I mean, what is wrong with him?
When Winston Churchill...
autistic bloke or something.
Yeah, when Winston Churchill said that meeting jaw to jaw is better than war.
Yes.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
That is not what he envisaged.
He's not.
It really wasn't.
No, it really wasn't. Just ridiculous. Let's have a look at old Volodymyr Zelensky, who actually managed to find a jacket to wear to go to the White House this time around. Check it out.
We live under each day attacks. You know that today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead, small bomb, 1 year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners, and we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good.
Look, we just spoke to, I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. Thank you very much.
Volodymyr Zelensky actually says, I will meet with Vladimir Putin. So whatever you might want to say about Donald Trump, he's making it happen. You know, people might not like him. People may not like the outcome. People may not think it's a good thing that Ukraine has to give up land. You and I are not experts in the global negotiations about war and settlement.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. You know, listen, you've dealt with the Crims in Brixton, so you know you may know more than I do.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? If they can stop the war, you know, good luck to them. Is all I know.
I've conducted some very tense negotiations.
Have you?
In Ibiza, Malaga.
Yes.
You know, many...
These are dangerous places.
Many kinds of places where
these
I've
are
tried
dangerous places.
Get a drink just as the bar was closing.
Yeah.
Very delicate.
What do you mean you're throwing me out the bar?
Exactly.
How dare you?
Exactly.
You know.
But you're absolutely right when you say that it would not have got to this position without Trump's intervention.
No
and
question.
Him driving the agenda.
Yes.
They are dancing to Trump's tune in terms of the European contingent.
And even Putin. I mean, people say, oh, Putin's playing him like a fiddle. Well, Putin has still come to see him. Putin still came to the table, and he's willing to continue to sit at the table until they do a deal, which he hasn't done with anybody else.
Very true. And sadly, Putin is a monster.
He is.
And it takes a big beast to be able to sit down and talk to him.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend that I'm certainly not in support of Putin. I think what Putin's done is dreadful, ghastly, and all the rest of it. But what we can't do any longer, and I was talking to a colleague of mine just yesterday, she said, nobody says what you say. She says, you're the only broadcaster that says we are not willing to give any more money to Ukraine. We just don't want to. We've had enough. You know, we're bottomed out. We don't have any cash. And people said yesterday to me, why are we borrowing money, right, so that we can give money to another country? Why are they not just borrowing it?
We've got 2,000 illegal migrants coming across the channel every week.
There's that.
We've got to pay for them somehow, haven't
Exactly
we?
right. But what I'm saying is why doesn't Ukraine go to the Central Bank of Europe and ask for money instead of coming to us and asking for it?
Yeah.
Well, why are we, stuck on that particular, racket?
I mean, the state of the finances of this nation are so dire, so desperate, record levels of taxation, huge unnecessary spending on tens of thousands of people illegally entering this country, hotels, food, clothing, mobile phones, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Bedside lamps.
A welfare bill that is so vast because some people choose to lay on their sofas all day in their joggers, claiming that they can't work. And we basically have a system that's too afraid to knock on their door and properly speak to them and find out whether they can work or not. And if they're being bone-idle skivers, saying, well, I'm sorry, the money's cut off next week. The country's finances are dire. Absolutely dire. I hear rumours.
We're on our arse, there's no question.
I hear rumours that the government might have to go to the Bank of England.
They might.
Or even the International Monetary Fund if things carry on
because
like
they can't continue to borrow money at the levels they're borrowing it without somebody at some point going, actually, we're not going to lend you more money. It's a bit like you and I in our household budget going, look, I can't afford to pay the Visa bill this week, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out another credit card just to pay the interest on the Visa card, but we can't actually pay off what we owe. That's where we are. This from, where are we? Warwick in Devon. Good morning, Mike and Peter. Great start to your show as usual. Absolute box office. Is it me, or has Stuck Farmer aged by about 10 years on the clip you showed of him talking once again complete cobblers? Well, you may well ask. I can't answer that. I don't know. Good morning, Mike and Peter. Starmer looks an absolute mess, says Sharon from Staffordshire. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that what happens when you get a cold sore is that you run down. He's obviously run down because he's not getting enough sleep. He's got plenty to worry about. Morning, Mike and Peter. Paul Gerard Yardley here from Germany. Why does Stasi Starmer say Europe and the United Kingdom? Does he not know that the UK first in Europe? Keep up the good work. And Matt in Hove says, I'm surprised Starmer didn't cover up the cold sore with a bit of lipstick. I mean, you can do it. We're all, if I had a cold sore, which I haven't had for many years, since I was a child, basically, you cover it up. You've got, makeup artists that can do that. Why hasn't he got a makeup artist that can do that? He covers everything else up. And literally, he doesn't tell the truth about anything. Suddenly, he's got a cold sore, and he doesn't cover it up. The first thing he hasn't covered up in his life.
I think the pressure of the job is really beginning to show. It's a very good point that's raised there. And it could well be a sign that he's run down, not coping with it. But, of course, great leaders delegate. Okay, that's what great leadership is about. You delegate, you steer the ship. You will make those large, important strategic decisions, but they're based upon the information that your team brings
and
to
you. And you keep an eye on the team, right?
Yeah, exactly. Look after their welfare.
But look at the team.
And make sure they perform it.
President Trump's decisive leadership brought the world closer than ever to a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. While other world leaders pushed for war and the mainstream media labeled Trump's meeting with Putin as outrageous, he stayed focused. He didn't hesitate or back down. He forged ahead with a clear plan, securing 6 peace deals in just 6 months. Why should he listen to critics who refuse to even consider peace? Leadership, whether at home, community, national or on the international stage, demands tough decisions. These decisions must be grounded in common sense, guided by principles, and carefully thought through. Take compromise, for example. It is at the heart of resolving conflicts. Whether you're navigating a family disagreement, settling a community issue, or brokering international peace. At home, it might mean finding middle ground with a spouse over finances. In a community, it could be working out a fair solution to a shared problem, like a neighborhood dispute. On the national or international stage, it's about balancing interests to prevent escalation, like Trump did in those high-stakes talks. Being a leader also means standing firm under criticism. You can't let fear of pushback stop you, or you'll be stuck. The loudest critics are often those who have never tackled the problems themselves. But here's the key. Be your own toughest critic first. Reflect deeply on your choices, whether you're leading a household, a community, or a nation. When you have already examined your decisions, the external noises fades. You stay focused on what matters, building a better outcome, whether it's a peaceful home or a stable world. Leadership starts with you, no matter where you stand, home, community, or beyond. Step up with courage, listen with humility, and hold fast to your values. Make the tough calls, seek compromise, and as much as it is in your control, seek to live at peace with others. Be the leader who inspires a brighter, more harmonious tomorrow, right where you are. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.